So today we are reading from Bhagavad Gita, chapter 5, shlok number is 18. So over here in shlok number 18, Lord Krishna continues that the humble sages, by virtue of true knowledge, see with equal vision a learned and gentle Brahmana, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a dog eater. Right? So a humble sage, Krishna is saying, by virtue of true knowledge, that once they understand this true knowledge that all living beings are part and parcel of Krishna, right? They have Vishnu residing in their hearts. So there's a picture also that illustrates this in the Bhagavad Gita. So I'll stop the share. So you can see even in the Bhagavad Gita, there's a picture that illustrates that inside over here in everyone's heart, you can see Lord Vishnu. On the elephant over here, you can see inside the human being, inside the dog, inside the cow, right? Inside that is the learned sage over there, all of these sages. And inside all of them, you can see who is present, right? Krishna is present. Over here, Krishna himself is saying that the humble sages, when do we become humble? When we get this knowledge that we all living beings are part and parcel of Krishna, right? See that by virtue of true knowledge, see with equal vision a learned and gentle Brahmana, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a dog eater. There is this beautiful pastime of Bhakt Namdev ji, right? And he was actually one day making roti for Lord Vittal, Jai Hari Vittal. So he was making a roti, and his Guru Maharaj had told him that wherever you see that there is Krishna. These were the instructions of his spiritual master. Just as our spiritual master tells us too, that wherever you see, right, learn to recognize Krishna there. That is important. Learn to recognize that everything, right, is a manifestation of Krishna. And once you do that, it becomes so easy to always think about Krishna, which is what Krishna is saying. Man mana bhavamat bhakto. Always think of me. So if you learn to recognize Krishna all around us, anything that you see, a beautiful tree, a beautiful mountain, the breeze blowing on our face, you're walking by the water with the New York City skyline, anywhere, learn to recognize this is all the beauty of Krishna, because Krishna says, this whole creation is but a spark of my beauty, right? This whole creation, we see all these big buildings today in New York City, Dubai, Singapore, everywhere, and we're like amazed. We want to keep looking at it with our eyes because they give our eyes that pleasure. And but Krishna is saying that is just a spark of my beauty, one small spark, speck. So in the same way, Bhagat Namdev, when he was making roti for Vittal to offer to his Lord, and over there, what happened? A dog came. As the roti came off the gas and he was holding the roti in his hand to put on the plate, a dog came and immediately took it away. And as the dog took it away, he realized his spiritual master's instruction that learn to recognize Krishna everywhere. And he immediately started running behind the dog. And everybody started telling him, right, it is just one roti. Why are you running behind the dog? Let him eat the roti. And he said, no, I forgot to put ghee on it. My Lord today has come in this form. My Vittal has come in this form, right? To accept this roti. I forgot to put ghee on it for some running with the ghee so that I can put ghee on it. And immediately When he reached and he caught that dog had transformed into Vithala. Because Krishna was so pleased because he was running behind him. He remembered his spiritual master's instruction that Krishna learned to see Krishna everywhere. And he saw Krishna in that dog also, which is what Krishna is trying to show us or tell us over here. Because why? Because Lord Vishnu himself is seated in everyone's heart, Lord Krishna. Don't think that just because an ant is so tiny, that Lord Vishnu is not seated in their hearts. Do not think just because a whale is always underwater and so big that Krishna is not there in the whale's heart. But when can one see this? By virtue of true knowledge. Right? When they learn to understand the true knowledge. Today, little children also, American children or anywhere where people are born, even in India, they think that the animals don't have a soul. They do not get hurt. They do not get afraid. Today, even if you have a small fly in the house, and if you go and you try to capture it with your hand, or you try and put something on top of it, the fly immediately starts moving, it gets afraid and runs away. How does that fly know? That small little fly or mosquito or anything. Right? Why does it run away? Why doesn't it just stay there? Because they also have the fear, just as how as living beings, how as humans have fear of getting hurt, of dying, all of these things. Even that little fly and little bug, it gets afraid. You must have seen in a poultry farm, chickens are roaming freely. But when a farmer or the butcher goes to capture one, all of them are trying to run away and hide. They start yelling, they start, cuckooing louder, and they're trying to move away farther to the back, as far away to the back as possible. Why? Because they know. But now they are being taken to be butchered. And they also have that fear. And in fact, when they are being killed, there's so much fear in their body that there are chemicals that are being released. And when we eat that, right, we also start getting those same feelings of fear, anxiety, and everything. Today, if the whole world were to learn to see all the living beings with an equal vision. Once I was driving and there was a small, either rabbit or like some kind of animal that was actually hit by a car and on the side of the street, but you could see it was still alive. So I called up the animal control and told them that there's a small, either a deer or a big, a small animal like that size. It has been hit, but it is still alive and it is on the side of the road. So can you come and take care of it or, pick it up, whatever you need to do and try and help that animal out? They said we do not come out for anything smaller than a deer. It has to be minimum the size of a deer. That means they do not see all of these animals on the same vision. You have to be at least the size of a deer who's hit or maybe who's suffering, then they will come out. But if you are smaller than that, right, if you're a rabbit, if you're a small cat or anything that's sitting on the side of the street, they're not coming out to help you, to try and save you or anything. But forget everyone else. We also, when we see people today, we immediately come to conclusions. Oh, this person is very low in society. He does not earn enough money or he does not deserve my respect or anything. Right? We should not make those kind of assumptions. We should be equal with everyone. And sometimes we see people that have a lot more money, a lot more fame, a lot more wealth. And we start favoring them more and we start trying to be more nice to them. But we are not nice to the people who are either not earning enough or do not have a good stature in society or do not have a house in one of the posh locations. Right? We should be treating everyone equally ourselves, including family and friends and everyone. That is the whole point. Because we have started to understand this knowledge from the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna himself teaching us. What did Krishna do? He saw everyone as equal. In fact, once the gopis wanted to cross Yamuna Maharani River, but the waves were very high. So they went to Dhruvasa Muni, who was sitting on the side of the on the edge over there. He was sitting and meditating. They went and offered their obeisances, and they told Dhruvasa Muni that we want to cross this river. How can we cross this? Right? There's no boatmen, and so how can we cross such a? Because at that time Yamuna Maharani was so vast, and the waves were so big, and it was just like as if a beautiful ocean in the middle of Vrindavan. Dhruvasa Muni told the gopis that you go and tell Yamuna Maharani that if Krishna is a Brahmin, right, that means he is not married, um, he's not associated with any woman, any females, he's the supreme sannyasi, right? If Krishna is a Brahmin, please give us way and let us pass through you. And the gopis immediately laughed hearing that, because they knew that Krishna is here with all of the gopis in Vrindavan and how he steals their butter and how he enjoys being loved by all the gopis. So they laughed. But because they were the words of a sadhu, they said, okay. They could not say no. And if they said anything wrong, Durvasa Muni would have immediately given them a curse, right? Durvasa Muni was known to give the curses. So to avoid that, they said, okay, thank you. And they went and they did not expect that anything would work. But still, Durvasa Muni said now they have to at least obey his orders. They went and they told Yamuna Maharani, hey, Yamuna Maharani, if Krishna is the Brahman, right? If he is a Brahman and has always maintained his Brahman, right? Please make way for us. And immediately Yamuna Maharani made way for them. The gopis were all shocked that how can Krishna, right, be that Brahman? That was because we are all part and parcel of Krishna. Every single one. Even the gopis. Right? In fact, even Radharani manifested on the left side of Krishna from the heart. Lord Balram is the first expansion of Krishna. Where did everyone come from? Krishna himself. So we are all part and parcel of Krishna. And at that time, even the gopis understood, right, that Krishna is the Brahman. So whether Krishna is spending time with the gopis, right, it is not different from spending time with himself for him. So in that way, Krishna is the supreme Brahman. Today we consider Brahman only one who is not married, who is not talking to women, not doing anything. Krishna was doing all of these things. The gopis were shocked, but then they understood. Right? So, the Krishna is saying that when we see everyone with an equal vision, Krishna already sees everyone because everyone is his. And he loves all of us. He's waiting for all of us to go back to him, just as a parents wait for their child to come back. The child goes to school, to work, or anything, they wait for them to come back. Krishna is waiting for us to come back because he loves all of us equally. You cannot say that I love my finger more, my right finger more than my left finger, or love my hand more than my leg. No. You love everything. We're all part and parcel of Krishna, and Krishna loves us all, and he's waiting for us. And during these days of Navratri, which started today, and the gopis at this time used to pray to Ma Katyani. Imagine the gopis, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is there. They're praying to Ma Katyani. Because to them, Krishna was their friend, right? Just their own. Krishna was trying to show that I am God. He was trying to show all of his qualities as God. Right? When he lifted the Mother Earth as Varadev, everybody began singing Krishna's Stuti. Krishna said, let me do the same thing. He lifted the Govardhan on his left pinky. And over here, instead of singing Stuti, he's telling them, here, look, I'm holding the Govardhan. Sing, now pray to me. Sing the Stuti. All of them look at him. You think you are lifting the Govardhan? Our sticks are holding up the Govardhan. Right? The Vrajvasis had so much love for Krishna that they were not ready to accept Krishna as Supreme Person of Godhead because of excess of love. And over here, we are not ready to accept Krishna as the Supreme Person of Godhead because of ignorance, because of we have no love at all. Right? So, over here, when Krishna himself is present in Vrindavan, the gopis are praying to Ma Katyani. Why? So that they get the love of Krishna, so that they get Krishna in the form of a husband. Right? And then they pray during these Navratri days to Ma Katyani. Let us also pray to Ma Durga for one drop of love for Krishna so that we can make this life our last, keep chanting and go back to Godhead in this lifetime. So we'll end here with that. Before we end, we'll chant together.